Hello one and all, and welcome to my new Let's Play of The Binding of Isaac. I'm going to go ahead and, as way of intro, just go ahead and start the game and let you see the opening animation here, and that out of the way.
Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house on a hill. Isaac kept to himself, drawing pictures and playing with his toys as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television. Life was simple, and they were both happy. That was until the day Isaac's mom heard a voice from above. "Your son has become corrupted by sin. He needs to be saved." "I will do my best to save him, my lord," Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's room, removing all that was evil from his life. Again the voice called to her. "Isaac's soul is still corrupt. He needs to be cut off from all that is evil in this world and confess his sins." "I will follow your instructions, Lord. I have faith in thee," Isaac's mother replied, as she locked Isaac in his room, away from the evils of the world. One last time, Isaac's mom heard the voice of God calling to her. "You've done as I've asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you." "Yes, Lord, anything," Isaac's mother begged. "To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son Isaac will be this sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me to prove you love me above all else." "Yes, Lord," she replied, grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in his door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trap door to the basement hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
And there you have it, the intro. I've turned off the music, partially because I can't hear myself think half the time with the music on. For some reason, for me, it's very loud no matter what I do, and basically, I don't know why there's no volume control. Whatever. I will play the music, I will leave the music on at different points so you can get the full effect of the game, but other times I'll leave it off so I can do commentary, that kind of thing, back and forth. I thought I'd just touch on some things here. As you can see, all zeros here. I've started a fresh game. I've actually gotten very far in the game, but I've done a reset of everything so that you can see it from the beginning. Part of what I'm hoping to do here is to do a running recording of all my various attempts at this, and so you get to see me play through and get the various endings and various achievements and things, discuss strategy and symbolism in that game as well. There are also challenges which get unlocked as you go along. Each of these rewards a new item in the game. And I'll take a moment here to talk a little bit about the game itself. It is a roguelike game, which means it's a game where each time you play through, it's randomly generated. You die if you die, you just simply have to start the game all over again. So it can be frustrating at times. Um, Sometimes you just have bad luck in a run through. Sometimes you have very good luck. It just depends. Let's see. I suppose the best way to just do this is to get things started. Um, its design is similar to that of the original Zelda games in the sense that you have a top-down, almost isometric kind of view of things, and you move from room to room in randomly generated places. In this case, the basement is the starting, just as it says here in the opening that Isaac jumps down into the basement. And you start out there. And of course, the Binding of Isaac, the title here, is taken from the biblical Isaac, who is, as the story here, God demands of his father Abraham, in that case, that he sacrifice his one son to, or have his one son be a sacrifice upon a mountain to God. Of course, in that story, it ends with God halting Abraham at the last second and revealing that this was all just a test of Abraham's faith. However, that story plays out here, and you're going to see a lot of different symbolism as the game goes on, some interesting facets of things, and I'll talk about that as I go along. So let's get started. Who am I? Of course, you have other characters you can play as. Those will be unlocked. For now, we only have Isaac. You have health, speed, and damage, how fast he moves, how much damage he does with his tear attack. He cries tears, all of these guys do. The tears are basically the damage you do. You're shooting, and I don't know why it has 3 here, but excuse me. Well, I do know why it has 3 arrows. You start with 3 hearts, but he has no items to start with. So let's select him and go. And there we go. Sorry about the graphical clipping there. Not much I can do about it. Gives you the basics of instructions, and there's a map up in the corner, up in the upper left. You also see we have 0 coins, 0 money, which is counted in pennies, 1 bomb, what we always start with, and no keys. You have your normal tiers as the arrows, and that next one with a space, the word space above it, is your item that you'll pick up, and then your life bar, of course, over there. The little meter next to the space box is recharge time. It recharges every time you complete a room of enemies. So set out and a fly, and I just killed it. Wow, that was like the easiest possible kill. Wow. The little black flies don't actually attack you. They just kind of hover around, but they do damage if you touch them. That skull means that's the boss room at the end of a level. We're not going to mess with that yet. I'm going to go up here. This room is empty and it has a poo. That's right, a poo. A pile of stinking crap. You can cry on it. And that destroys it. Basically, these are almost like random chests in a way. Sometimes they'll drop hearts or coins or the like. Same thing with fires you'll see as you go along. And then you got zombie guys. Normally they're all white. Oh dear. But that pink one, the pink one, here we got a key. But the pink one, now I'm repeating myself horribly. It is an example of kind of a champion enemy. They're kind of special. They usually deal more damage, where most hits only deal half. They'll have bullets or attacks that do a full heart of damage. They tend to have a bit more life, but they always drop an item, or that typically they drop an item like a coin or a key, or the like, sometimes an entire chest, but... And there's the shooty things. Ow. I hate those things, but... Anyway, here's the treasure room. It's normally locked, requiring the key, which it kind of looks like that door down there. to open it in any of the levels, but the first level is open for free. Put out these fires, because you can get damaged by them. If you touch them, they will burn you. And our first item is the deck of cards. The deck of cards drops a card. In this case, I got the Emperor. Cards or pills, as you get along in the game, appear in the corner there in the upper right, or the far right. You activate them by Q. There are tarot cards and playing cards as well. The tarot cards are each the different major arcana, and which means various figures like the Emperor, the Empress, the Devil, the High Priestess, etc. In this case, we've got the Emperor. Activating that card, activating each of the cards does something. If you activate that card, it will teleport you to, or if you activate the Emperor in particular, it will teleport you to the boss room. So, since we've cleared out everything else except that locked door down there, we've got Monstro. He's a moderately difficult boss. Or at this level, I mean. Whoop. He basically attempts to pounce on you, but usually the tactic for him is just keep backing away, shooting at him, keep a certain amount of distance if you can to dodge those. Your shots will also shoot down some of his shots as well. And when he does the hopping, you just keep pounding on him, moving away a little bit each time. He'll also kind of broadcast his attacks to a degree. Yeah, like that expression there he'll do. And now he's dead. And we got a nasty rotting piece of chicken, because you can see the little flies on it. So this is rotten meat. Rotten meat increases my health by 1 point permanently. So that's good. As you go through the game, you'll get various stat upgrades or items that empower you or do various things. Now, also, there are secret areas in the game. In this case, I'm going to attempt to see if there's a secret area right here by blasting it with a bomb. And I was wrong. If I had been right, it would have blown open a hole in the wall and you could have gone into another room. It's difficult to tell where secret areas are. They're usually in an area where the other rooms about it kind of just cluster and appear to leave a gap in the middle. But since we didn't get any of that, and I don't have enough money to buy anything at the shop, that's what that coin is at the bottom. It's a shop. You can open it with a key and go in, but since I don't have enough money to buy anything, I'll go on. And we're in basement 2. There are different... Oh. His kind of nightmares about things. There are many different worlds, or I guess you could call them worlds. Each of them usually have 2 levels in them. The first world is kind of the basement. The second world is caves, and the third world is called the depths. There's more to it than that, but we'll call that for simplicity. Right now, of course, you'll notice though it says cellar, not basement. For each of the different worlds, there are for each of the different worlds there are 2 variations. The basement, and the first one is the basement or the cellar. The second one is the caves or the catacombs, I believe. And then the last one is either the depths or it's called the necropolis. There are minor differences in terms of background and types of creatures you're likely to encounter. For example, in the cellar you're more likely to encounter spiders, while in the basement you're more likely to encounter flies. So that red fire there will shoot attacks at you at random, but doesn't count as a monster, so you have to watch out for those. It can't hit me now though, because it's behind a rock wall. And these are itty-bitty spiders, and I hate them. Die. Oh. Die. Squishy. And I got a bomb back. Let's go up here. Spike room. If you have hearts to spare, you can walk over the spikes and take damage, and it will take a full heart from you each time, and eventually it should drop a chest for you. Whether or not it's a chest you can open, such as golden chests or keys, I am not doing very good this playthrough. I'm paying more attention to what I'm saying than what I'm actually doing. I'm not going to get very far this run if I keep up at it. And another bomb. And, as I play through this, you'll notice, yes, you'll notice a pattern in terms of, different, I hate these rooms. Different rooms use different setups, so sometimes an enemy will be much harder because of the way the room is laid out, like these little guys, and sometimes they'll be easier because of the way the room is laid out. So there are some rooms which enemies can be just absolutely brutal, such as like very narrow areas in the caves or the catacombs. You'll have rooms that have very narrow walk areas, which result in enemies able to attack you badly while you're very limited in movement to dodge. So that can be nasty. Yeah. Got you. Unfortunately, it's not worth getting that bomb because you'd have to spend a bomb to get a bomb unless you have flying. However, I did get a new card. After so many rooms, the thing has completely recharged, so I can use it again. I got the chariot. The chariot's really good. It mimics an item called a unicorn horn item. Makes you invulnerable for a short time. You have a unicorn horn in your head, and you can ram enemies and do damage. We'll unlock this door here and go in. We get the sad onion. One of the better items in game. This is good. The sad onion makes you cry. Your amount of tears increase, and you do even more kind of like double shots. If you hit escape, you can see what items you have as well as your stats. So this is the speed, your rate of tears, the damage each shot does, and the range of the shot, I believe. This is the number of shots. As you've seen, all of these started at 2. This is now gone up by 2 because of the tears up. So you want to get stat increases because as the game progresses, it gets harder and harder to deal with enemies if you haven't had stat increases. And our first of the 7 deadly sins. This is pride, the jerk. Each of the 7 deadly sins has an incarnation. There are mini bosses that you see throughout. They'll just pop up randomly. When you go in the room, they'll just appear and do whatever their attack is. Stay away from the bombs. God, will you stop dropping the bombs? You're a troll! And yes, he does have a troll face, and his bombs have troll faces too. Got you. And he dropped a card. Now this is an example of the playing cards. The playing cards are all deuces. They're all 2s. Each of them does something different. The 2 of hearts doubles whatever your hearts are right now in terms of like healing. So if you're at half your number of hearts, it gives you the rest of your hearts and brings you back to full health. Clubs double the amount of bombs you have. I have 2. This would double it to 4. If you get the 2 of diamonds, it doubles your money, and 2 of spades doubles your keys. Let's see, what do I want to do? Since I pretty much explored the level, I'm not going to be getting any more bombs really, so I'll just go ahead and use it now. And pick this back up to use it against the boss. So now I've got more bombs. And we'll walk back to the boss. So yeah, the mini-bosses. There's 1 for each of the 7 deadly sins. As you defeat the various sins, it ultimately unlocks things for defeating the various sins, and various sins often drop items or cards or the like. And we got Pin, the worm. One of the easiest bosses in the game. This is what I do. I basically stand in one spot and do that. He'll sometimes do that. He will hurt himself with that, by the way. I just sort of stand here and let him jump at me. He'll move out of the way if he does the bomb. Just keep firing away at him. Pretty simple. If you run around the room, you're more likely to get hit. So stay in one place and shoot until he explodes. A radioactive spider has appeared in the basement. An unlock, and we got a devil room. There's a random chance when you beat a boss at the end of a level that a devil room will appear. Those rooms typically have an opportunity for you to get powerful items at the expense of some of your permanent hearts. First I'll pick up the Jesus Juice. Yes, it's Jesus Juice. Range and tears up. So it improves your tears and it gives you a mouthful of juice. Go figure. We'll just go in here. Satan is offering us for 3 soul hearts, but we don't have any soul hearts, so we can't pick it up. The cat's paw. That is the paw of Guppy, your cat, who is dead. If you pick it up, it allows you, it's an activatable item, and it allows you to, so it will take up your activatable item slot, and it allows you to expend permanent heart containers at the top there in exchange for 3 soul hearts. I don't want to mess with that. Because that would be permanent life loss for soul hearts, and that's not good. The blue hearts are the soul hearts. They act like temporary hearts. If you lose them, you don't get them back. You can't reheal them. There are no soul heart containers. They're just bonus hearts. This other one, though, which is really lucky for my run here, this is Brimstone. The red arcane symbol there is saying it'll cost 2 hearts, so I'm going to buy that. So now I only have 2 hearts. When you leave what this does is it changes our tears to a charge laser, and it also boosts our damage a lot. So, and of course it covers the whole screen. It destroys everything there. So, as so. So this weapon is pretty awesome. The devil tends to give you powerful items that boost damage a lot, and or boost your attacks in general. While there's also an angel room that will give you items for free that tend to be more defensive in nature in some cases. And now we've moved on to the caves. And behold the power. This is my favorite power-up in the game. You can charge it up between rooms. Ooh, I better hold off because I only have 1 key. I want to save that for the treasure room on this level. Double flies. These guys split when you hit them. Fortunately, the laser beam makes this a pretty easy snap. Or not laser beam, but brimstone. The only real downside of brimstone is that it takes time to charge, so it can leave you vulnerable. Many times it's often good to have knockback from tears. Brimstone doesn't have knockback. Knockback can keep little creatures like flies away from you. Now this room with the spikes hurts you when you go in and when you come out. It's the curse room. I'll mess with that later, I think. But the curse rooms are basically, they hurt you when you go in and when you go out, each for a half heart of damage. And in exchange, you get potentially you typically get red chests. Yeah, that was TNT. I blew it up and then it blew up the other one and blew up all the bugs in the process. Key. The curse rooms usually have red chests. The red chests are a bit of a toss-up. Unlike brown chests, which usually just give you items like keys or bombs, red chests can do everything from drop bombs that are ready to explode in your face, to spiders, to little spiders, to possibly a devil item room, or a devil room item, possibly. This is a challenge room. If you take the chest, we'll activate the challenge. I'm going to take the test and get some bombs on me. And fry everything in here. Yeah, I activated the cards. The Fool is just it teleports you back to the start of the level, or it teleports you back to the start of the level room, which is appropriate. The Fool means the beginning of a journey. Everyone is a fool until they learn things, so I'm going to hold on to the Chariot, though. Okay. I'm not doing as much commentary on the monsters as I want to. I guess I'll just have to save that since I'm focusing so much on actual introduction to those unfamiliar with the game. And we got the Black Bean. The Black Bean, it makes you fart. I kid you not. Panic farts, it says in the bottom, the Black Bean. Basically, if you take damage, you panic and unleash a uncontrollable, nauseous fart cloud that poisons enemies around you. So basically, it's a retributive defense. If they touch you, they get poisoned and they're more likely to die. It's a pretty decent item. And then these guys. Fortunately, they got me. These guys, well, you're not really getting a chance to see it here, but those guys are regenerators. If they get down to turn into a blob, they'll just regenerate after a short time if you don't completely kill them. Each time they regenerate, they seem to have less health. Can I get that heart? I need that heart. I cannot get that heart. Crap. If I had flying, I could get it. There are a few items that grant flying, which means... giant flies. They do that. No! It's gonna be so retarded if I die now. I got a bomb. I got the bomb. Someone set us up the bomb. No! Oh, I died horribly. And this is the death screen. It shows you a little picture of what killed you, what all your items are, and you died. Oh, bugger. So, not much we can do now. I'm dead, and replay will just start you back at the beginning of the game with the same character. I'm going to go back to the main menu, and I'm going to call that a break here for now, and next time we'll do another run and see what happens. Okay, bye.